जी साहब खुश आमदेद। अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। हम आरिफा मुज़फ़्फ़र, आज माजिद भाई अपने कामों में मसरूफ़ है। आज की मुलाकात बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है और आई होप आप इसको बड़े गौर से देखेंगे, क्योंकि वकील हमारी ज़िंदगी में कितना इम्पॉर्टेंट है। मैं आप बहुत सारी बहुत ज़रूरी चीज़ें होते हैं, बाज़ औक़ात उनको भूल जाया करते होते हैं। हमारे साथ आज मौजूद हैं हमारी टोरंटो की एक बेहतरीन लॉयर मोहतरमा मिस सिविया साहिबा यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं। तजिंदर सिविया साहिबा, बहुत शुक्रिया कि आपने ज्वाइन किया। एंड आई नो यू आर वेरी कंफर्टेबल इन इंग्लिश एंड यू कैन डेफिनेटली आंसर इन इंग्लिश। तजिंदर जी, yes, in our life we come across family problems. We definitely deal with the lawyers as immigrants. There are criminal things, we need lawyers for that as well. So would you please introduce yourself? You did your education from Michigan.
Yes, I obtained my JD from Michigan about 5 years ago. I've been practicing now for 3 years. Our practice is mainly in the areas of family law, wills, and real estate. Those are the areas which we practice and which we can say a lot of our work is what we do in those areas.
So family law, real estate, and wills.
Yes.
Before we touch the family law, I'll touch, you said wills. Along with wills, I have heard one word, power of attorneys.
Yes.
So मेरे ज़हन में कॉन्सेप्ट कुछ और था, पावर ऑफ अटॉर्नी, मैंने प्रॉपर्टी बेचनी है, पावर ऑफ अटॉर्नी दी, मगर यहाँ पावर ऑफ अटॉर्नी क्यों ज़रूरी है हर शख्स के पास?
It's very important. A lot of people have different circumstances. So, जो वो power of attorney होती है, that's only for when you are alive. The will only kicks in once you have passed away. So, अगर आप अकोमा में हो जाते हैं or something happens and you're not in your right state of mind, you can't do your affairs, you can't access your bank accounts, or maybe you're in the hospital and you just can't do it. Then you have somebody who would be your attorney that can access that money. So maybe it's your spouse. They can go into your bank accounts अगर आपके पास sole accounts हैं, and they can withdraw money, they can at least take care of their family financially. So a lot of times we have sole accounts, they're not joined with your husband, and if something happens to one spouse, the other spouse would be left without any money, any funds, and nowhere to go. So a power of attorney is extremely important in those circumstances. And also, agar mentally you're not there, you're in the hospital, you can have a health care directed power of attorney. Who's going to make your healthcare decisions for you? What kind of wishes do you have? Do you want to stay on life support? What kind of treatment do you want? So these are the types of things we don't think about, because you just think, okay, I have a will, so that should be sufficient. But a power of attorney comes in handy in a lot of situations. Even in our firm, we've had one situation where a spouse came to us, a wife, and her husband was in the hospital. The doctors wouldn't allow her to see him because he was not mentally there, and he wasn't consenting to have her see him, and she couldn't access any bank accounts. We had a lawyer go and see the husband to see whether he had the capacity to give a power of attorney, and at that time he didn't. So agar wo power of attorney aapne pehle banai hoti, this issue wouldn't have arisen.
देखिए जी, बहुत सारे अनसीन वाक़यात हो जाते हैं, एक्सीडेंट हो सकता है, देयर आर इलनेसेस, और आजकल मैं बल्कि रिसर्च देख रही थी, जो हमारा लाइफस्टाइल है इसमें क्रॉनिक इलनेसेस भी बड़ी कॉमन अमंग द यंग पीपल एज वेल. सो दीज आर टू डिफरेंट थिंग्स. विल जो है दैट किक्स इन आफ्टर डेथ, एंड power of attorney while you're alive and you are not in a capacity to decide something.
So this is different than agar aapne India jana or Pakistan jana or different country and you're giving your power of attorney for that purpose while you're out of the country. This can also be for specifically incapacity. So agar aapko kuch ho jata hai and you're incapacitated, then that power of attorney kicks in. So they're completely different. So we've just talked about 3 different power of attorneys. One is you're not in the country and it's for a specific purpose. Agar aapne kar bechna, or you're going to buy a property and you want your spouse to consent or sign on your behalf. That's completely different. Then you have the healthcare one, and then you have one if you're not in your right state of mind.
Tajinder ji, my question over here is most of the family sometimes they have joint accounts and they do have sole accounts as well, यानी इकट्ठा भी है और अलग भी है. तो इस सूरत में अगर किसी शख्स का कोई एक्सीडेंट होता है और वो कोई एक्शन नहीं ले सकता है, तो उस सूरत में the spouse can only handle joint account,
Yes.
but the sole account cannot be touched.
Yeah.
अगर ऐसी सिनेरियोज आ जाते हैं एंड अ पर्सन कैनॉट से एनीथिंग, तो आर देयर व्हाट एक्शन बीइंग टेकन बाय द गवर्नमेंट और बाय द स्टेट, और आर द कॉस्ट वेरी हाई?
You would have to go to court and obtain a certificate that you can act for that person. It becomes time consuming. आपको court जाना पड़ता है, पर process, you have to go through the process, and it depends on how long the court takes as well. Your lawyer fees increases, the time that you could access money, now you don't have that money available to you right now. Plus the other person is in the hospital, so emotionally you're not there as well.
मुझे ना यहाँ से कुरान पाक को भी अगर हम देखते हैं ना, तो कुरान पाक मुकम्मल है मुख्तलिफ़ वाक़यात के साथ, जहाँ से हम समझ लेते हैं, सीखते हैं. बाज़ औक़ात हम किसी दूसरे की गलती से लेते हैं, सीखते हैं, बाज़ औक़ात किसी के अच्छे एक्शन से हम सीखते हैं. अभी रिसेंटली जुनैद जमशेद, अल्लाह ताला उनको जन्नतुल फिरदौस में जगह दे, उनका इंतकाल हुआ. आप देखिएगा मियाँ बीवी दोनों एट द सेम टाइम दे डाइड. और अब ऐसी सूरत में इफ़ दे हैव अ पावर ऑफ अटॉर्नी फॉर दैट नेहा गर्ल, सो दैट कैन. अच्छा, इसके अलावा विल होना क्यों ज़रूरी है? एंड आई नो बहुत सारे लोग जब हम जिंदा होते हैं तो हम महसूस करते हैं कि मुझे कुछ हो सकता ही नहीं है या कुछ होना ही नहीं है. तो wills क्यों important है?
Wills are important. You work all your life, so and you make a lot of wealth. So after you pass away, it should be set. Ke, what are you giving to whom, right? Also, you can specify अगर आपके बच्चे छोटे हैं, तो who's gonna take care of them? So we've had situations के and clients that came to us where they want to make a will. They're new to Canada, उनके दो बच्चे भी हैं, and they're underage. So I asked them कि अगर आप दोनों को at the same time something happens to you, who will take care of your children? They're like, well, they go they're back home, back to India, maybe our brother, sister. They haven't thought about it, right? अगर आपके बच्चे यहाँ पर है, do they really want to go back to Pakistan, India, or back home, right? Who are you going to leave your kids to? That's a very important question that you have to think about. ज़्यादातर, a lot of people say, well, I have everything with my wife, everything is joint, our house is joint, I don't need a will. But then I ask them, what about your children, right? Who's going to be your guardian? So you have to think about who's going to be your guardian, who's going to be the trustee of your will, who are you going to appoint, and who are you going to trust to execute your wishes. If your spouse is there, that's fine. If they're not, who will be the next person? You have to think about these things. Will also, if you have 2 kids, if you have certain assets you want to give to one child and something you want to give to the second child, you can specify in there. Your will can be as detailed as you want or as broad as you want. Just say 50% to one child, 50% to the other child, or पहले मेरी बीवी को or husband को, बाद में मेरे बच्चों को. So, and then a lot of times women have jewelry and they want to specify, I want to give this piece of jewelry to this child and I want to give these jewelries to this child. I don't want them to fight afterwards. So a will, if it's drafted properly, should leave your children with comfort, clear instructions, so that there's no arguments afterwards.
तजिंदर जी, हम बहुत से काम करते हैं. घर ख़रीदना होता है, घर ख़रीदते हैं, डेकोरेट करते हैं, मेहमानों को इनवाइट करते हैं. And wills and power of attorney are so important in our life. आपका क्या experience है? Why people ignore this? Why people don't do it?
I think especially if you're 30s, 40s, you kind of think you're invincible. मेरे को कुछ होना नहीं है. I still have many more years. And then you get to 50, 60, then you start thinking about it.
I think even 50, 60 people think they are invincible.
Yeah.
अच्छा, अब हम यहाँ टोरंटो में रहते हुए, and this is not only in Toronto but all over the world, इंसान का life pattern can change very easily. Family law की अगर हम बात करते हैं, तो what is family law?
family law it encompasses two things. अगर आपने शादी करनी है and you have significant wealth, so protecting that wealth just in case anything happens with your spouse to be, and then also afterwards, अगर you don't get along and it doesn't work out, then unfortunately there will be a breakdown in your marriage. And at that time, how is this breakdown going to happen legally? What steps do you need to take? And then also you have to think about your children, if you have children, and your assets and how that will be divided.
हालांकि सिविया जी, there was a time कि जब हमारी शादियाँ हुआ करती होती थी तो माँ बाप बेटियों को नसीहत किया करते होते थे, बेटों को भी नसीहत किया करते थे कि अब ये तुम्हारा नया घर है, तुमको चलाना है. बेटियों में भी पेशेंस बहुत हुआ करती होती थी, मगर अब थिंग्स आर डिफरेंट. बड़ी अजीब बात लगी मुझे कि शादी करने से पहले फैमिली लॉ जो है कि आप पहले से डिक्लेयर कर देते हैं. दिस इज़, आई थिंक दिस इज़ मेंट फॉर ओनली रिच पीपल. कैन यू
I guess अगर आपके पास you have lots of assets, and I guess it applies. नहीं, actually if it can also apply अगर मेरी शादी हो रही है and my dad has wealth and he's given me assets that he wants protection for me, because you never know how your spouse is going to be in this day and age, right? So as like for me,
inheritance property
inheritance or something, agar my dad gives me a house or something on my marriage day or something, or he gives me say $40,000-$50,000, and that's for me, right? And he wants to keep it protected, that just in case something happens, your spouse can't touch it. So in that circumstances, I've seen a lot of people do up a contract for their marriage, that these are the assets that are coming into the marriage, and if God forbid there is a breakdown, then they would be segregated.
तो जैसे सिविया जी मेरे साथ हैं और ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक है मेरी और आपकी ज़िंदगी में, और ख़ास तौर पे हमारे बच्चों की ज़िंदगी में. डू नॉट इग्नोर विल्स को, पावर ऑफ अटॉर्नीज़ को. एंड मेरा अपना पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है, जब मैंने लोगों के साथ डील किया, एवरी डे कोई एक आध प्रॉब्लम फैमिली लॉ की आती ही आती. इट्स हार्ट ब्रेकिंग. I know one lawyer and he said it is so very heartbreaking that I do not even want to deal in the family law. What do you say?
It is heartbreaking. I don't wish कि कभी किसी का भी breakup हो, especially if you have small children. But if it does happen, I think you need the right person to help you through that process, right?
Tajinder ji मेरे साथ हैं. Stay tuned. वापस आते हैं. We'll touch a very important topic.